Welcome to another episode of The Daily Gem, where we bring you the most power-packed video blog for businesses anywhere on the web. From new inventions to the best innovations, we deliver you world-class content every day. The Daily Gem, helping your business shine. Now, here's your host, Josh Schreier.
Hi, this is Josh Schreier, and I want to welcome you to another episode of The Daily Gem. In today's episode, we're going to discuss something I call the busy generation. What I believe is one of the biggest impediments to business success for the single individual entrepreneur in this generation is the concept of busy. It's what I call the worst four-letter word in our generation. Why? Because if you're too busy to take time off, if you're too busy to read this book, if you're too busy to watch that video, if you're too busy to do this and do that and take any of these steps, then virtually anything anybody tells you, you won't be able to do. Now, the question starts with, why are you so busy? So I believe there's at least two reasons. We'll see if we can get to more than that. We'll see if we can get to three. Number one, people are busy because they feel if they're not doing something every second of the day, they're not being productive. But that's totally untrue. Totally untrue. The most productive people take breaks. You have to take breaks. You have to rejuvenate and relax. Spend time for yourself. Spend time on caring for yourself. It's so important. It's hard to overstate such a thing. But if you spend all of your time just working like a worker bee, then not only will you realize when you really measure that against what productive time is, you're not really spending your time really doing productive activities, things that really move your business along. Because anyone who spends real quality time in their day doing activities that require 100% of your mind, 100% of your focus, will take energy out of you. And you'll only be able to do those activities for 60 to 80 minutes at a time. And then you'll need a break of some kind, 5, 10, 15 minutes, to get up, get some water, or maybe take a walk around your desk, walk around the block, anything like that, just to get up and start again. But if you're spending a lot of time checking social media, checking your messages, checking email, checking your web statistics, whatever else you're checking over there, so you say, well, I'm not getting tired, Josh, so why do I need to take breaks? I say, well, how much money did that activity in the last hour make you? How much could you have paid? Again, I harp on this all the time, but it's so important. How much could you pay somebody else to do the activity you just spent an hour doing that you could have someone else do so you could do something productive with that hour? It's not how many things you check off your list every day that matters. It's not how you take every minute and maximize it that matters. That's old school time management thinking. That's not the 21st century. We have the ability to do this in this generation, as anyone who owns a business, to outsource. We have the ability to time manage properly, which means you take your 3 or 4 top important tasks for the day, you do those things in 4 chunks throughout the day, and you're done. There's almost no business out there that if you really sit down and brainstorm what are the most important things that absolutely have to get done today to move the needle, to move the business forward, I almost guarantee you if you'll really sit and think that through as well as you can, you will not come up with more than 2 or 3 things, maybe 4. And that might take you 4 hours. And then you're basically done. And your day's basically done. Especially if you're not an employee and you're not obligated to your employer for 8 hours a day, which again is a different discussion why that's not such a good idea, but we'll talk about employment rules in a different video. If you are not spending your time doing quality tasks, then you're not spending your day effectively. You're not spending your day doing things that you look back a week from now, a month from now, and say, wow, I really spent the last 28 days of my business doing something that really moved things along. I'm much further along now than I was a week ago or a month ago. But we live our lives by patterns, and this is the hardest pattern to break. In my series, Double Your Day Today, which you can take a look at doubleyourdaytoday.com, I go through these myths that you can't just keep doing and expect things are going to happen. You have to be strategic, but strategy requires planning. The former head of IBM, a long time ago, back in the 60s, had a big sign above his desk that just said one word, think. Bill Gates is famous for taking 2-3 weeks a year where he goes by himself to his getaway away from everything with his technology and everything at home. And he just thinks about the next year of Microsoft. and whatever else he wants to do in his life and his business. This is crucial time, but it's time you won't have if you rush straight to your computer, straight to your desk, straight to your office every day, and start pounding away and pounding away. And then when people call you, the number one thing you say is, "I'm too busy." Well, again, I'm not the most successful person on the planet Earth. I'm not a multimillionaire, but I can tell you, I get more done every day than virtually anyone watching this. I can almost guarantee you, without any bragging, just I know people. And I almost never consider myself busy. Because my time is structured and strategized and methodically planned out. It's not random. I don't sit down and randomly do things and end up at the end of the day saying, "What did I do?" I have a chart at the end of the day saying, "What am I supposed to do today?" We do it. I have my secretary who works with me almost full-time every day, virtual assistant, and lives in India. You should see more about her in the first video on this blog about having a low-paid secretary. But you have to be able to leverage your time. As an individual person who doesn't have a team around them, you have to leverage your time. This is the key. You're not good at everything. There's 20 things in your business besides what you do best, whatever your number one skill is, that you don't know how to do either at all or not do so well. And until you're able to delegate those tasks out so you can spend your time doing only what you're good at, there's lots of time being wasted. And then the consequence of that is you're always busy. And you always feel that you have to do more and more to accommodate for the fact that you didn't get enough done today. And that's a vicious, vicious cycle because you end up spending tons and tons of time just making up for the time that you could have been spending working. And then you wonder why I'm not where I'm supposed to be. It's not habit stance. It's a breakdown of basic boundaries. And I hate to be so harsh, but that's what it is. It's a simple breakdown of what do I need to do. And a lack of understanding of that question, a lack of good answer to that question, leads us to these places. Leads us to a place where we don't know what we're doing. So that's really it. That's really it for today. That I apologize if it felt like a diatribe, but I've been hearing this so much from people in all different arenas, not just business, but everywhere. I'm so busy, I'm so busy, I'm so busy. And I know in my personal life, the people who are the quote-unquote the busiest, who really get the most done, have the most time for you. They're the ones you call out of nowhere and they'll have an hour on the phone for you. I know, in all areas. It doesn't have to be business. It could be a mentor, it could be anybody. Those people who seem to be working around the clock always seem to have the time. How is that possible? And the people who get nothing done have no time. It's a paradox. No, it's not a paradox. People who care about their life and care about their time and structure their time effectively because they know their time matters, because they know their time is at tremendous demand, always have time for somebody else. And people who have nothing to get nothing done have never time for anybody else. So I leave you with that. And hopefully we'll end next time on a better note. I like getting on happier notes than that. But have a wonderful day. Live with vigor, vitality, strategy. New one for this one. Strategy and organization. Live with all of that. Attack your day. Live it to the fullest. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.